Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We've had a little short break in August from our holistic forecast with Bianca, our video holistic forecast with Bianca, because you received your holistic forecast via our journal, as always, each month. And we're so happy to be back and to just catch up and find out what's been happening in the past month, and what we have to look forward to for this month. I definitely was celebrating the end of Mercury Retrograde, which is, I know, this time it was quite hectic for me, at least. I don't know if everyone else is feeling the same. I know that even my partner, who's not even that into astrology, was like, oh my God, thank God it's over. And I was like, how do you even know,
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, welcome back, Bianca. And yeah, how have you been?
Thank you so much. I've been pretty good. My August was chill, which I think worked well with the whole Mercury retrograde stuff. I didn't try to do anything so crazy. I did definitely have a Mercury retrograde like travel story on my way back from Canada, which is that once I landed in Athens, there were fires. So the port that I usually go to, my boat was leaving from a different port, which was like a bit more annoying to get to, and then whatever. It was all fine in the end, but like of course there was something. So I mean, for some reason I always end up having some kind of travel during Mercury retrograde, or like that's when I plan things. It's really silly. I need to I need to take my own wisdom kind of stuff. Kind of thing. But I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable, I guess. But it was okay. Like nothing was crazy. Nothing was too crazy. But I definitely felt like the slowdown of Mercury retrograde, and we always have like a shadow period of Mercury retrograde 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. So we're still technically in the shadow phase. And me and my astrology teacher were like DMing the other day, and we were saying that sometimes the shadow phase can be like actually weirder than true Mercury retrograde. Like, sorry to break it to people, everyone deals with it differently, and it also depends like where it's showing up in your chart. I think maybe for you, Flavia, like you really felt it because especially when Mercury retrograde was in Virgo, like that might have been opposite to your Pisces stuff, so like that's why you maybe felt it more strongly than someone with other kind of placements. So just be mindful still until September 11th, and then we're out of retrograde shadow phase.
Is it also the last of 2024, or are we gonna have more?
Hang on, I'm gonna check. I can't remember if there is one like at the end of the year that goes into 2025, or if that was last year. Hang on, we're gonna check, because I feel like if it started, okay, we do have one starting at the end of November.
Okay.
We're gonna have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius starting at the end of November and going direct December 15th. Yep. So we do have one more to go.
One more, but it's in a while, so we get to take a breather now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to sneak up on us. So like this whole year did. I can't believe like September is now, basically.
How crazy is that?
It's very wild.
We were just saying right before we started recording how, or at least I was saying, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for September. I haven't planned anything like back to schoolish sort of stuff.
Like, oh, you're not doing a course, Flavia? I'm shocked to hear that.
I'm not. I'm actually not. We are simply sliding into it and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not feeling as if this is the beginning of a new school year. Yeah, crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's Virgo season now, and it's going to be Virgo season for most of the month until the autumn equinox on September 22nd. Hang on, I'm going to fact check that. where did my dates go? Yes, September 22nd. Then we have autumnal equinox, Libra season starts. So that might feel more of like a fresh start because Libra is a cardinal sign. And then we have the official start of autumn, of fall in the Northern Hemisphere. So maybe that'll get things going a little more. But, you know, it being Virgo season, it's a great time to just do like practical, mundane, maybe boring things like organizing things. Like I was telling you, I have a lot of stuff to just like do in my house. I need to like clean things out, get rid of things. It's a very, very, very good time for that. Yeah, especially now that Mercury's out of retrograde. So maybe Mercury retrograde, we were more like thinking about what we could organize or, you know, conceiving of plans, but it's a good time to execute. And Mercury's going to go back into Virgo because when it was retrograde, it went like Virgo and then back into Leo. So Mercury's in Leo now still. And on the 9th, it's going to go back into Virgo. So from then on, and then especially like 11th onward, once we're out of Mercury retrograde shadow, do your organizational-y things. Yeah, is what I would suggest to people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So just, you know, don't go full power into the month, or do, but simply be aware that it's more about, you know, getting your stuff together and your stuff sorted.
Yeah. And I would say, yeah, I mean, there's kind of like a lot of dynamic stuff happening this month because with all the Virgo stuff, we're going to have it be opposite, like Saturn retrograde in Pisces, also Neptune retrograde in Pisces, which could possibly be a little funky. Like Saturn can maybe bring us some roadblocks. Neptune can make things a little confusing. So there's that. So it's going to be interesting. And then even before Libra season starts, before the equinox, we're going to have a lunar eclipse actually in the sign of Pisces.
Oh.
And it's the first of the Pisces Virgo pair series because the lunar nodes are going to change signs next year officially. But this one's like close enough that we're getting a preview of the Pisces Virgo axis. So isn't that going to be fun?
Yeah, but tell me about it because I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. So, okay. So we've been having eclipses in Aries and Libra, right? Because the North Node's been in Libra, North Node's been in Aries, the South Node has been in Libra. And so the lunar nodes change signs every 18 months. And that tells us that axis. So those two opposite signs tell us where the eclipses are going to be. So, okay, we're getting that shift officially next year. But because of the position of this eclipse on the 18th, it's like the North Node is close enough to Pisces and we're still in Virgo season that we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So reminder, like the North Node is like what we're moving towards collectively. Like if we're talking about just like the general North Node placement, what we're moving towards, what our kind of like destiny is at the moment. And then our South Node is, you know, maybe the things that we need to like leave behind a little bit or let go of a little bit. So with the Aries and Libra stuff, a lot of it has been about like leaving behind maybe people pleasing or relationship dynamics that aren't working for us. And, you know, being able to be our individual selves, being able to be bold and set boundaries like unapologetically kind of thing. But I think with the Pisces Virgo stuff, we're gonna see more of a move towards spirituality in a way, or just like people connecting to the divine in different ways. I wonder, just thinking out loud, like, you know, let's see in what ways like that stuff gets distorted, you know, because Neptune is also in Pisces, which can fog things up. So yeah, but and letting go of some of that Virgo stuff that's not helpful, like the perfectionism, the being super nitpicky and judgy of people. And because Pisces is more also about like a big picture, empathetic look at things. So I think we're going to see, especially in 2025, like more of a collective shift towards that. But the pair of eclipses we're going to have, so we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 18th, and then we have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd. So we still have the Aries Libra stuff like kind of going on. It's just this like new glimpse of the Pisces Virgo eclipses that we're gonna experience more fully next year.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is happening at the like mid September.
Yeah, exactly. So the 18th is when eclipse season starts, and then it concludes October 2nd with that solar eclipse in Libra. Yeah. So pretty dynamic. You know, it's like we've got lunar eclipse season starting, then we've got the equinox, you know, then the solar eclipse will be a couple weeks later. And as I said, a lot of stuff is going to be opposing Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces, which can be very interesting. And then also the Virgo stuff, like, you know, the sun, Jupiter, etc. The sun, Mercury is going to be squaring Jupiter in Gemini as well, which should bring some, interesting movement this month, let's say. I'm curious to see how it's going to play out.
What would be your advice to people as to how to approach this month?
Would say, let's see. I would say with any of the feelings of being stuck, if that comes up for you, like with the like Saturn oppositions, to instead of just being like, I'm stuck, like take a moment to actually get real with yourself and be like, okay, well, why am I feeling this way? Or like, why is this happening? Is it because I haven't been realistic with the timelines of things, or I haven't actually applied myself that much? You know, like really just be so real with yourself, I think would be very helpful. And what else would I say about this month? I think just really, because we're going to be mostly in Virgo season this month, just really be so discerning with things and really try to see the details and the truth of everything that's you're experiencing and everything that's happening. And don't be afraid to get into the details of things as well. Amazing. Yeah.
What else is happening this month?
What else? Okay, so let's look a little chronologically. So September 1st, we're going to have Uranus going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So again, normal thing, happens every year for about 5 months. So I think we'll see there's going to be some kind of like reflection on like the changes that have been happening. There might be stuff happening in terms of like finances, nature, things like that, farming, possibly, like, let's see. And then very interesting is we have, because Pluto's been retrograde, it's leaving Aquarius and going back into Capricorn for a few months this year, like kind of once and for all in our lifetime, which is pretty crazy. So I think that is actually going to be very interesting, because I think with that, we're going to see a lot of like final crumblings of like institutions or like of facades of things. Like things might go down with politicians and stuff like that, you know, people in power and things like this. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out over the next few months. And as for our new moon this month, we have a new moon in Virgo on the 3rd. And it's kind of a funky one. It's like not the most Virgo configuration of things. And I think there might be some like interesting things happening with relationships around the new moon in Virgo, because Venus is going to be pretty close to the South Node, for example, in Libra. And what else do we got? Jupiter is going to be squaring Saturn, so that's like a very much like check-in moment. What else? And then Mars in Gemini is squaring Neptune retrograde. So it's not really like a necessarily like full speed ahead kind of new moon. It's a bit like, okay, things are a bit weird. Let's see what's happening. Let's check in.
So it's
Kind of
more
vibe.
of a check-in sort of new moon, the one you sort of sit down, take inventory.
Exactly. I don't think it's like, because there's others, you know, where I've been like, okay, this is a great time to like set intentions and stuff. And it's not that it's a bad time to set intentions. Like, it's fine. I mean, do that now versus during the eclipses, because the eclipses, the energy is too funky for that, in my opinion. But I feel like with this one, if we're setting intentions, we might not feel the forward momentum right away. It might like take a while for the wheels to really turn and stuff like that. Yeah. So then on the 4th, Mars moves into the sign of Cancer. So the way that we're acting and our drive might be more driven by emotions and sensitivity, which is cool, I guess. There's going to be a nice Mercury sextile Mars on the 11th, just as Mercury retrograde shadow is kind of coming to a close. And I feel like that's maybe a really nice day to like socialize, get to know people, like network a little bit. And I feel like people are going to be able to make like good, genuine, like heartfelt connections on that day. So that's the 11th of September.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I had mentioned before, Mercury's moving into Virgo on the 9th. So it's already been there. That's where it was for part of retrograde. So now it's back, you know, good time for like precise thinking, detailed thinking, studying new things in a really like up close way for that. And then next major thing is that lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 18th. And this one's quite dreamy because the moon is going to be conjunct Neptune. So yeah, and also we got Sun trine Uranus. So like, yeah, I feel like this one, I feel like the new moon in Virgo can definitely bring out some crazy stuff, but this one is very good, I think, for just like creativity and like kind of zoning out a little bit. Like I always say, don't have high expectations and don't really plan things for eclipses, especially not like ritually kind of things. So I think just like leaving this open, I don't know, maybe journaling, like seeing what comes to you, doing something creative could be really cool on the lunar eclipse. Yeah.
Sounds cool. So we have the opportunity of checking in on the new moon and then just maybe setting intentions for the solar eclipse.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would keep things more open on the solar eclipse. Like I don't really do intention setting on eclipses because because the energy is a little unstable, and I think because they're so connected, eclipses are so connected to the nodes, which are about like destiny and things like that. It's kind of like, I personally think it's better to just like sit back and like see what's happening and like see what shifts are coming, rather than like really trying to manifest or exercise your will or whatever. That's
so
just my opinion.
Taking notes, checking in.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, just a few more like main things. So Libra season starting the 22nd on the autumn equinox. So Libra season, you know, it's more social energy, ruled by Venus. So all things like aesthetics, making things pretty again, whatever. And then Venus is going to move into Scorpio the next day on the 23rd. So that's more about like cultivating deeper connections with people, getting to the bottom of things, stuff like that. Mercury is going to move into Libra on the 26th. So again, adding to this like nice social energy. And then we end the month on the 30th with a really nice Mercury cazimi in Libra. And that would be a great day for creativity, getting inspired like aesthetically, and also socializing as well. That wouldn't be a bad day for it either. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so my feeling, this feeling that I had at the beginning of our call, that this September doesn't really call for like action and fire and woo, you know, like that kind of. I remember last year when we met for the September horoscopes, there was a different kind of energy. It was more like a, you know, go and do and conquer. This month feels more like take it easy.
Yeah. Like we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. I feel like anytime there's eclipse season, it's like for sure a lot can change. And like if there are opportunities, definitely take them. But it's also, but the energy can just be so weird around eclipses. Like maybe for someone it's weird in a good way or whatever. And it's also like you have to see what kind of like dominant energy you have in your chart, you know. So if you have a lot of like Pisces, Virgo stuff, even like Gemini and Sag, it might feel like a weirder month for you versus someone with like other placements, like I don't know, like like fixed sign like Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus might be okay. Might be better.
Might be better.
I don't know. Like it might not feel as like heavy or weird, but like I have Virgo stuff in my chart, you have Pisces stuff, so I'm just like proceeding with caution kind of, but not going to do nothing, but also not going to like expect that I'm going to do the most this month, let's say. Yeah,
and also, I mean, I think we've spoken about this a couple of other times, but there's really no rush to comply with society's, you know, sort of like set dates to start your year or start your new goals and stuff. Like whatever feels right for you is the time you start your new cycle. And we've talked about this cyclicality and I mean, another favorite is the beginning of the year in January, but it doesn't mean that you actually have to get up and go on that date either, you know? So you can really be, I would say, like, just really feel into what is happening for you and how you feel. Personally, I'm exhausted. Like I'm entering this school year in total exhaustion. And I haven't even done anything exhausting, you know. It's just the energy, and I'm noticing it, and I'm not letting myself be scared by it. I'm just noticing it and acknowledging it and honoring it, taking my time, pushing some major projects maybe a bit later in the year. So that's how I'm personally dealing with it. But yeah, I if you are listening to this and you feel like you have all this energy to start the year, start this new cycle, September to September, share with us. Maybe we can compare our signs and how astrology is helping you versus others. That's always interesting. What else? So we've come to the end of the month. Do you have any projects that you want to share with our community, things that are happening for you?
Yeah, over the next couple of months, I'm offering 1 month like intensives with me. I was offering like a 3-month mentorship thing, but I want to try like a 1 month thing with people. So you can go to my Instagram, Life Forces Inc., to learn more about that. I also might have a mini workshop coming out, but I am not sure. And I don't want to make any promises, but that's what I've got for now. Yeah, but you can always, even if it seems like I'm not actively, I don't know, having certain things, you can always like reach out and we can talk and see how we can work together.
I love that you always customize, you know, your offerings also for the person. I know that you've customized your latest program to me because I had like specific things that I wanted to ask you and stuff. So it's always like Bianca is an amazing customizer of programs.
Yeah, I mean, I like
And
doing that because I don't want people to waste their time, and I want everyone to get the most out of working with me. Yeah.
yeah, of the time that they have with you because it's so precious. And what else did I want to say? And also, if you feel like you haven't had enough Bianca time this past year, which I believe did we have one class in 2024 together? Maybe not. Maybe we
When
still
did we
need.
do spirituality for beginners? Was that the end of last year?
I think so. So maybe we need to plan another aura class for our community. I know people have been asking. So uh, shout out like to tell us what you are interested in learning more about. Send us messages, comment under this video, and we'll work something out for you because there's really beautiful synchronicities between holistic health, spirituality, astrology that we can
Yeah.
build classes around. So really, really curious to hear from you. And as always, let us know if any of this resonates. Your holistic forecast is posted on the Journal of Aura under Journal Horoscopes. You can find them, like the short version can be found on our Instagram, but if you want to go deeper into your specific sign, you can find all of that in the journal. And I guess now that the year has started, I'll see you again next month, Bianca. Even if we
Yes.
had a little break this summer, we're back on track.
It felt longer than a month. It was so weird, but it wasn't.
Totally, I
Like,
know.
what? Yeah.
Well, yeah. It was almost 2 months because we recorded the first one, like the last one, I think end of June for
Okay.
July. So we had all of July and August actually that we didn't
Oh, true.
hear
Okay.
from one another.
Weird. Okay.
But
Crazy.
no more. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing your comments. Thank you so much, Bianca, for today, for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, and also to our community, to our dear community. Let us know what you really are curious about finding out through these videos that we shoot every month so that we can really provide you with the content you most crave. Thank you, everyone, for watching and see you next month. Bye.
Thank you.